Samira, a terminally ill cancer patient, spends her days in a quiet New York City hospice with only her loyal cat, Frodo, for company. Her world is small, confined to her room, until one day, Ruben, a persistent care worker, urges her to join a group outing into Manhattan. Samira hesitates but eventually agrees. What starts as an ordinary trip takes a terrifying turn when strange meteor-like objects begin crashing into the city. Panic spreads as extraterrestrial creatures emerge, launching a brutal attack on anyone in sight. In the chaos, Samira is knocked unconscious. She awakens inside a dark, eerie puppet theater, surrounded by other survivors, including Frodo. The room is tense, filled with silence. Henry, one of the survivors, motions for her to stay quiet. Overhead, military helicopters issue warnings. Civilians must remain silent and hidden. The city's bridges have been bombed to trap the invaders on the island. But tension builds when one of the survivors panics, and in a desperate attempt to calm him, Henry accidentally kills him. Soon after, tragedy strikes again. Ruben is killed by one of the creatures, leaving Samira devastated. Clutching Frodo, she decides to head toward Harlem. The military broadcasts that boats will soon evacuate civilians from the south side of the city, claiming the creatures cannot swim. Crowds of people begin moving forward to the evacuation point, but their sheer numbers attract the creatures, triggering a violent attack and a stampede. In the chaos, Samira is forced to flee in the opposite direction, losing sight of Frodo in the process. Eric, a young English law student, crosses paths with Frodo and follows him back to Samira. She urges him to head to the evacuation point, but Eric, overwhelmed by the trauma of it all, instead follows Sam back to her apartment. She is desperate to find pain medication to ease her suffering. Realizing they need each other to survive, Sam and Eric decide to stick together, narrowly avoiding the creatures as they make their way toward Harlem. Along the way, Eric braves a pharmacy to get Sam her much-needed medication. During their journey, Sam shares a cherished memory with him. How, as a child, she watched her father play jazz at a club. Then they'd go for pizza at Patsy. It's something she always wanted to relive before her time runs out. Eric, determined to give her that moment, takes her to a jazz club and picks up pizza from a nearby spot. He even performs a magic card trick to bring a smile to her face. Later, they spot two boats preparing to evacuate passengers nearby. As they make their move, creatures begin to close in. In a selfless act, Sam runs off to distract them, smashing car windows to lure them away. Meanwhile, Eric, clutching Frodo, leaps into the water and is pulled into a boat by Henry. Once aboard, Eric finds a note tucked into his jacket, a message from Sam. She thanks him for reminding her to live and asks him to take care of Frodo. Time passes. Sam walks alone through a quiet, deserted street, listening to Feeling Good on her iPod. With a calm acceptance of her fate, she smiles, removing her earphones as the music swells. Behind her, a creature lurks. But Sam stands still, her moment of peace fully realized. A Quiet Place Day 1 ventures into the origins of the alien invasion, offering a fresh perspective to the fans of the franchise. The film centers on Sam, portrayed by Lupita Nyong'o, a hospice patient who, along with her cat Frodo, becomes entangled in the chaos of Manhattan's downfall. Joseph Quinn joins as Eric, a law student whose path intersects with Sam during the turmoil. Nyong'o and Quinn deliver compelling performances, effectively conveying fear and resilience with minimal dialogue. Their expressive portrayals anchor the narrative, compensating for some of the film's structural shortcomings. Director Michael Sarnowski, known for Pig, brings a nuanced touch to the character development, delving into themes of mortality and the human experience amidst catastrophe. However, his approach to action sequences lacks the precision needed to elevate the film's tension, resulting in set pieces that feel more obligatory than impactful. Thematically, the film introduces intriguing concepts, such as the juxtaposition of Sam's terminal illness against the backdrop of an apocalyptic event, prompting reflections on the will to survive when faced with inevitable demise. Additionally, the narrative poses questions about the extent to which individuals will go to protect themselves and others, though these moral dilemmas are explored only superficially. Visually, the film struggles to authentically depict the bustling environment of New York City, a shortcoming that may be attributed to its production on London sound stages. This limitation hinders the creation of a fully immersive setting, as the portrayal of the city's descent into silence and chaos lacks the depth and realism that on-location filming might have provided. In summary, A Quiet Place Day 1 offers a blend of strong performances, but falls short in delivering the suspense and authentic setting that the audiences might expect. While it enriches the franchise by exploring new angles, the execution leaves room for improvement, particularly in pacing and action choreography. Thank you very much for watching the whole video. And if you have a movie or TV show that you want us to cover, just comment it down below. We'll make a video of it in the future. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out our playlist for more recaps.